And we're back for another Saturday night study session. Crime Curious is a private study group for crime junkies and law nerds. Kilo says hello. He also wants you to know that he is not the teacher's pet. Because I'm not a teacher. And just like that, it was Saturday, January 31st of 2026. Welcome to it. I guess I just want to start by saying that the study group is probably not for everyone. I received a racy little email recently about, how I'm recycling content. And I didn't bother to disagree or respond or anything else. But, it's pretty simple. It's a study group, and we study cases after the trial, post-trial study group. So we're not breaking news over here. None of it is new, but that's what we do. We revisit old Colorado cases and we review them. So it's okay if you don't like it, but I hope that you do. And if you don't, thanks for stopping by. Please don't send emails. No, I don't care. It didn't bother me. But I guess I thought, well, maybe I better explain that a post-trial study group is not for breaking news. Anyway, little bit of housekeeping before we get started. Last week we talked about a couple of records requests, so I wanted to give you an update on those. The first one was I requested the case file in Colorado's case against Jimmy West up in Boulder County. And I received an estimate back for $895. And I was told that would just be, a partial case file, that the case file itself was more than 9,000 pages. And so for now, I've decided that I'm not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. It just doesn't make sense to go after that case file right now. Maybe in the future, maybe not. I don't know. But $895 isn't something I'm willing to do right now, especially when I already believe that it will be so redacted that it's probably not even worth it. Anyway, the other records request was the September 2020 jail calls from the El Paso County Criminal Justice Center that were made by Letitia Stout. And I ordered those on New Year's Eve, and I sent a follow-up email yesterday just wondering what the status is. And they haven't even been willing to give me an ETA at this point. So I have no idea how long it's going to take. But I at least just wanted to update you guys on the fact that there was no update. Totally counts. Let me see. What do I have here? So, and then I also, a little bit of behind the scenes, a couple of you guys know that I am working on a 2-part docuseries about the case against Letitia Stout. And so it's going to be 2 episodes. And the really good news is that I'm not doing the video production. I'm bringing to the table 6 years of obsessive research into the case, and I'm writing the script and setting it up, but then I'm turning it over to someone else for professional video production. And I will definitely be keeping you posted on that. But just kind of a quick teaser, I threw together a couple of thumbnails. So for episode 1, so I'm breaking it down into 2 episodes. Like I said, episode 1 is going to be the disappearance of Gannon Stout. And that's going to take us all the way up to the day Letitia is returned to Colorado Springs to face charges. And then episode 2 will begin with Letitia in the El Paso County Criminal Justice Center. And episode 2 is going to be the prosecution of Letitia Stalk. And that will take us all the way up to her being sent to Denver Women's Correctional for the first time. So episode 1, the disappearance of Gannon Stalk, and episode 2, the prosecution of Letitia Stalk. That's how we're going to break it up. And I can't wait to, I am not a post-production video expert. I'm winging this whole YouTube thing. So the idea that I'm going to be able to, turn my work over to somebody else and then just kind of assist them with the vision I have for it, but let them really take the reins. I don't know. I hope to do a good job, and that's where I'm going to leave it. So just a little bit of housekeeping and behind the scenes stuff to get us started. And I guess here's what I had planned for tonight. Later on tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain, I'm going to do another live stream, and the focus of that live stream is talking about Letitia Stalk's current appeal. She's appealing her conviction through the Colorado Court of Appeals. And so they gave oral arguments on January 27th, which was just earlier this week. And it was actually on the 6-year anniversary of Gannon's death, which, I wasn't happy to hear that Letitia Stalk was in the Court of Appeals. Anyhow, the reason I heard that Letitia Stalk was in the Court of Appeals was Nicole Fierro. And so, of course, I wanted to see everything that Nicole Fierro had put out about it. Most of you, anybody who has followed the case since the beginning, knows that Nicole Fierro has been a part of the case since the beginning. And so I wanted to go, and not just reporting on it, but Letitia Stalk actually made contact with Nicole Fierro of Fox 31 in Denver and tried to use this investigative journalist to do her bidding. The same way that Letitia tried to use the neighbor, Nicole Mobley, the same way that Letitia tried to use everyone that crossed her path. But Nicole Fierro, fell into her trap as a journalist. And so what I did for tonight is I put together different points of contact with Nicole Fierro throughout the case. The very first time that I remember hearing from Nicole Fierro, she did an interview with Letitia and Albert's babysitter. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I've got it clipped for tonight. And then also last week we went over Letitia's written statement that was released by Nicole Fierro and Fox 31 on their website. And that was the one, where she wanted to thank the Academy. Obviously, that's not what she said, but, it was this prepared political strategic statement because Letitia Stalk was running a public relations campaign. That's just what it was. Anyway, so for tonight's study group, I wanted to cross all the points of Nicole Fierro because just looking at Nicole Fierro's coverage of the case and involvement in the case tells kind of a little, like a mini story of its own. And so I found that interesting. And then we will take a little break. And then at 8 p.m. Mountain, we'll go live and talk about this monster's appeal, which it's not going to happen. But anyway, that's for the next live stream. For tonight, let's follow the trail of Nicole Fierro. And before I play the video I have prepared, I just want to check in. Just looks like people saying hi. Stacy Klein, good to see you. Always good to see you. Okay, I am just going to push play, and I'll be pausing it at various points because I won't be able to stop myself with the commentary. It was hard to even put this video together. I was talking to myself like you guys were already in the room. Anyway, here we go.
Tisha? Hey. Hi, how are you? Hi. I'm okay. Real quick, I have a question, then I can call you back and talk to you more about what I was going to talk to you about. Sure. I have Albert's on the other line. How did your coworker get Quincy's address?
So we have this thing called Nexus. It's like a database that you can like look up someone's name and then get their address.
Okay, so is that something that the police can look up too, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they have better stuff than us.
Okay.
Hey Nicole, this is Al. How are you doing?
Oh, Albert, hi. I'm so sorry about what you guys are going through right now.
Okay.
I cannot imagine.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, anything I told Tisha, but anything I can do to help, please let me know.
Okay, so there's something that you can help tremendously. Can that address you found for Quincy Brown? Number one, did you go, or was somebody able to go there? And number two,
it was my coworker.
Okay, so they actually went.
Yes, and they spoke with someone, I guess, who knew him, said that, like, it was his aunt's house that he was living at, and I think he and his, like, baby mama may have gone to, like, fled the area, like, about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay, so can you give me that address?
I can ask my coworker for it, absolutely.
Okay, what is your number so I can call you back in just a minute once you get that?
Yeah, absolutely. 720.
Okay.
926.
Okay.
2842.
2842. Okay, so how long do you think that'll take you to get that information?
I'll text my coworker like right now, and as soon as she gets back, if you want to shoot me a text and so I can send it to your number.
Yeah, I'll just call you back in like 10 minutes. So this is very important because I'm gonna pass this information on to the cops, and they're gonna do their portion of this because this is huge. If this is the guy that has my son, so
absolutely. Okay. I will get her to send it to you right now, and then hopefully we'll have it in 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Absolutely. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay. Bye. I couldn't.
Yeah. Co-worker's name is what I
We'll hear.
Hello?
Is this Nicole?
This is Nicole.
Hey, this is Al.
Hey, Al. What's going on?
Just trying to figure out what's going on here. Actually, so kind of fill me in. I don't know who you are. I'll be straight up with you.
Yeah, no worries. They don't expect you to. I'm a reporter at Fox 31.
Okay.
It's all mind-blowing.
Stephanie Kane just moved to Oklahoma mid-January, but last had contact with Letitia Stout, Gannon's stepmother, shortly after his disappearance. For a year, she would babysit overnight for the Stout family whenever they went away and became friends with who she calls Tisha.
I think she's innocent. She's not the type of person that will do something like this.
What is she like?
I mean, she never even spanked those kids. She wasn't the one to get on to them. She always let Albert do that.
Kane is trying to help clear her friend's name after this interview touched off serious backlash online.
She didn't sound like she was hiding anything, like that's just the way she is.
People from across the country following the case, some criticizing her social media posts.
I would be losing my mind too. I think she's overwhelmed.
Kane says Letitia may not have her phone and she thinks she deactivated her Facebook last night. You just think that there's no way that she would have done anything to him?
I'm not saying, I don't know, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I had to pause. So we started the video with a pretext phone call between Albert and Letitia and Nicole Fierro with the FBI listening. And that phone call is taking place on February 16th of 2020. Now, Nicole Fierro, the journalist who is involved in this phone call on February 16th, just aired this story on February 10th. And then on February 11th, Fox 31 posted Letitia's statement to the public. So if you're Albert and 5 days later you're on a pretext phone call with the FBI and this woman who your wife is telling you is working for her. So Letitia told Albert that Nicole Fierro was working for her as an investigator, not an investigative journalist, but as an investigator. And she wanted to put Nicole Fierro in touch with Albert so that it would prove that Letitia had people looking for Gannon. And what really happened is Letitia reached out to Nicole Fierro and told her that Quincy Brown had Gannon. And anyway, we'll listen to the whole phone call play out, and I won't spoiler the whole thing. But I just wanted to put it into context. So we started with this pretext phone call from February 16th. Letitia, at this point, is the only person on earth who knows where Gannon is. And, you know, and here's this journalist being drug into this public relations campaign that is being orchestrated and navigated by the murderer herself. And, yeah, okay, sorry, I just had to pipe in. All right, let me push play.
But I'm saying that I don't think, my personal opinion, I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I don't think she would do something like that. I mean, like, because she is a friend.
And I've just been covering, you know, the disappearance basically for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
3
weeks. It's 3 weeks actually. So.
Yeah, no. I've been on it for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, so I, you know, haven't wanted to bother you at all because I can only imagine what you guys are going through right now. But as I told Tisha, yeah, I'm just kind of here to help. Whatever I can do, let me know.
So I'm trying to figure out how you came into play with, you know, going to a sex offender's house who's a wanted criminal. I mean, is that part of your job description? I'm just confused. Like, why?
Unfortunately. So basically, on Friday, Tisha told me that Quincy, whatever his name is, has Gannon, or took Gannon, and that she wanted me to warn the public, but, you know, we can't unless we kind of vet it out. And so we went to police and we're like, hey, do you know about this man? We're told that he might have Gannon, and the PIO told us, like, she hasn't heard anything about this man's name in relation to this case. So my cop went to go knock on the door just to be like, hey, is there any connection? And I guess a relative answered the door and was like, no, like, we've literally been trying to, he fled like 2 years ago. We've been trying to find this man. He owes our family a lot of money.
Okay. All right. So you said you went to the police, or who went to the police?
Our station, like, emailed it, and then the police called us back at our desk.
Okay. And who did they email? Who called you back? I mean, I'm just trying to sort all this out.
Yeah, absolutely. The public information officer is who we speak to.
Okay.
Her name is Jackie Kirby.
Okay.
And she told me she's been in touch with you guys. I don't know what the deal is with that, but she basically, like, I've been trying to, sometimes she'll answer me, sometimes she doesn't, but we're like, hey, emergency, you need to call us right away and let us know if this is the person. Like, right. If so, we need to be telling the public to look out for this man.
Yeah.
And she was like, we know nothing of that sort.
So who was it again that you sent to the house?
My coworker Rachel. I gave you her cell phone number.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And like I said, I'm just trying to understand your perspective. So why did you run the story? This is serious. I mean,
exactly. No, absolutely. Well, so basically, I told my station I was in that area where they're searching for games, so I had no cell service.
Okay.
So I immediately tried, as soon as I got any bit of cell service, told them through a satellite phone in our truck, like, hey, you need to, like, this is what I'm being told, call the police right away. And police were like, no, we don't know anything about this connection.
Okay.
So So, you know, we can't just put out the wrong name if it's not. He told me away, and you know, if there is any connection, we absolutely want people looking out for him.
I'm talking to the FBI about it. She knows. So, did the FBI tell you about this just recently?
No, something really weird happened. So I'm off today, but an FBI person called our assignment desk and said that someone called you saying they were me and saying they knew where Gannon is.
Say that all again?
Someone with the FBI called my station a couple of minutes ago and said they were with the FBI, and they said that I called you and told you I knew who Gannon was, but did someone pretend they were me or what?
So I'm just going to tell you this part. Okay, so I had them confirm you and this story because there's been a lot of spoofing going on with people's phone numbers. Yeah, so, and I'm not going to name any names, but somebody out there is spoofing people's numbers, making me try to believe there's somebody else to get me to answer the phone.
Oh my God,
so,
that's terrible. So did someone say they were me?
Yeah, and you got spoofed. Your number got spoofed, okay? Were you on were you on a three-way with me and Tisha earlier?
Yeah, I just was earlier. That's the first time I've ever spoken to you.
Right. Okay, but so now you understand my concern because I'm getting all these crazy numbers and actually
oh my God,
I'm getting
people are evil.
Right. Well, yes, and like I said, I can't name any names right now, but there's
So
there's somebody out there is using legitimate people that they know I would answer for to get to me. So
did it come up at this number when they called you?
Yes.
Oh my God. Can I give you my personal cell phone?
Yes, absolutely.
And so you can, because I don't think anyone knows my personal cell phone. I haven't told anyone in this market yet. I'll give you that, so you can I'll contact you on that phone, and you'll know it's me.
Well, Nicole, how about this? How would you feel more comfortable giving it to an FBI agent? Maybe have them reach back out to you, and that way,
absolutely.
I think that would be.
You could have my number too. I don't care. I trust you.
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't. Just for your safety, I don't want to do that because then with all this spoofing going on, I don't know if somebody's in my messages and stuff either.
Yeah.
Okay, so
scary.
I don't want to put you out there like that because you seem to be doing the right thing, and I don't want to. I want to do right by you as well. So what I'll do is I'll reach back out when I can here in a few minutes to one of the FBI agents that I'm in contact with, or it might be El Paso County. I'm not sure, but they'll reach back out to you sometime today and get that information from you. That way, if you get contacted, it's only through official sources. And I would just to be safe, be wary of this number that we're on right now.
My cell phone.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard of this before. That's scary.
Yeah. So just for anything related to this, I would only use your cell phone and only talk to official parties.
Okay.
Okay. And once again, that's for your safety because you're just trying to do your job. So.
Yeah, absolutely. If I have any questions or anything, is this a good number I can contact you on?
Yes. So here, do this for me. If you're gonna call me, text me first.
You before.
Okay. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second, Nicole.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a key question I need. So you got some information that nobody else in the world has now, that this Quincy Brown guy, blah blah blah. Okay, do you think, based on your investigative intuition, that this guy may be involved, or that information of the 2 years being gone is making this guy irrelevant? I mean, what do you think? I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
Honestly, I had no connection with him. Tisha told me this, and I have no idea who this man is.
Right.
But from what my coworker told me, she does not believe that he is involved.
Why? Why would they say that after? I'll just say why.
You can absolutely call her because she can tell you, because I'll read you my text with her when she went there. She said, I really don't think this guy is connected at all. She said, hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay.
She said he didn't seem sketchy at all, seemed genuinely confused by the whole situation. Went to his house. The guy who lives there says Quincy hasn't been around for almost 2 years. They said that they've been trying to get a hold of him forever because he owes his family a bunch of money. And they knew nothing about Gannon or his stepmom.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
That's what she told me.
Okay. Well, I'll probably, if you don't mind, do the same thing with her, just in case. Give her my number and have her to text me, and then I'll text her and say, hey, listen, I'm about to call. That way, we don't have to worry about any of this phone number stuff going on again. And then I will, like I said, I'll have the somebody that my contact with the FBI reach out to you, and
Okay.
that way we keep you safe and allow you to do your job and not have to worry about anything. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. And I'm so sorry that someone would use my name to scare you like that. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's okay. And like I said, I've been sorting through a lot of this stuff. This just illegitimate stuff that's going on. Yeah, and what?
Do you know anything about this man, or have any, I don't know, like, what is going on?
Yeah, so Nicole,
So I wanted to pause it right there because, she is a journalist, and she's talking to Albert, the son of a missing boy, who, at this point, Nicole Fierro has been told nothing about the trouble between Albert and Letitia behind the scenes. The hours and hours of pretext calls and Letitia coming up with this story about Quincy Brown is the first that Nicole Fierro hears. At this point, Nicole Fierro doesn't know about Eduardo. Nicole Fierro doesn't know. Nicole Fierro pretty much knows what we know. And that was that Gannon was reported as a runaway on Monday, January 27th. And then on Friday, January 31st, 6 years ago today, Letitia did that KKTV interview with her back to the camera. And in fact, so here Nicole Fierro is talking to the father of this missing boy, not understanding that at this point, Albert and Letitia are not working together as a couple who has a missing son, which is the way Letitia is trying to paint it to this journalist, right? And Letitia gives her the contact of the babysitter who says good things about Letitia. And then Letitia writes this public statement. And Letitia at this point has told Nicole Fierro the big story about how all of these people are coming after her with torches and pitchforks, these internet detectives who are stalking her and sending death threats to her and her family. And help me, news reporter. I mean, oh, she's just the worst. Anyway, let's see. Oh, sorry. I just saw the comment from Jilly. It says someone is ringing someone's line off the hook in the background. Letitia is probably calling him incessantly. And that's exactly what was happening in the background of that phone call we were just listening to. So we started with Letitia calling Albert and then patching Nicole Fierro in. And then they ended the call. And then the next phone call is Albert calling Nicole Fierro without Letitia on the line. Obviously, Albert does not trust Letitia. Now we're on the Quincy Brown story. I can't remember if this was before or after Cash Belly Pregnant Lady. You remember that story? I mean, come on. Anyway, and so now Letitia realizes, oh shit, I've lost control. And so she's blowing Albert's phone up because she wants to be talking to Albert so that she can continue to manipulate the situation. And instead, Albert and the FBI are talking to the reporter. And in the background, you hear Johnny Grusing telling Albert that it's okay for him to tell this reporter that he's in fact sitting there with the FBI. And so the part at which I paused just now is Nicole Fierro not grasping the full depth and weight of the situation in the moment, which is understandable, right? But now she's going to try and get information out of Albert because she's on a story, and this part of the phone call between Nicole Fierro and Albert Stauch, this is the part of the investigative journalist in Nicole Fierro that Letitia preyed on like the predator that she is. And so I think it was a little bit naive of Nicole to try and get information out of Albert as if he was calling her because he wanted to do an interview. See, but she had been dealing with Letitia, who was trying to use Nicole Fierro as a mouthpiece. Anyway, all right, I'm going to shut up and push play.
I'm in the same boat, and I'm just going to keep it at that. I think you appreciate
Yeah.
my stance on that. I can't.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you in any position. I told Tisha, I told everyone in your family, that is contacting me that I'm here to help. And, if there's any message you want me to relay, I will do that, but I don't want to bother you.
Yeah, the only message in this situation to relay is no message, honestly.
No message.
Yeah, and that's for the
absolutely.
safety of my son if he's whatever
And
situation.
I'm really praying every night and every for you guys. I
Okay.
pray that we can find Gannon.
All right, let me run, Nicole. But like I said, you'll be getting a call, and then have Rachel reach out to me through text, and then we'll go from there. Thank you so much.
He's about to text you now.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bye.
All right, bye. Hello.
Yeah.
So I just got off the phone with the girl Nicole, and then I talked to the investigative reporter. You know what I found out?
What?
I found out where Quincy is. So
Okay.
we're making progress. His family at the house believes he's been in Mexico for over 2 years and hasn't been back.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
How do you know?
Okay, okay, whatever. If you're not going to listen to me,
Oh, I did. I listened to
now you're
you.
going to go on this thing and make up these stories. Mexico, really?
No, I listened to you. I listened to
Mexico.
your contact of Nicole. I listened to her, the person she sent, okay, who was the investigative reporter that you were referencing. So all that was true. So thank you for telling the truth on that, okay? The part that's not true is Quincy Brown. He's been in Mexico for 2 years. Quincy Brown is not involved in
No,
this.
he has not. Mexico? And you don't know Mexico.
That's what his family said. Not,
Oh my God.
yeah, that's what his family
Okay.
said.
Oh yeah. Okay. So his family said Mexico.
Yeah, because they've been looking for him too, believe it or not. Go figure.
Yeah. Sure.
So why the
I'm very sure.
why the misinformation? Why are you telling me not true? Okay, the news people said this was misinformation. That's why they're not running your story. Okay?
I didn't give him any story.
Yeah, you did. You gave him Quincy Brown. You gave him misinformation. You gave him a story.
No,
Okay?
I didn't. I told her that. I didn't give it any news story.
Yeah, Nicole's a news person. You know that. You called her and did an interview with her or statement or whatever. So yeah, you did give her misinformation. That's what they called
I
it.
did not.
That's what they called it, Tisha. Call them back and cuss them out. Don't talk to me like this.
Okay.
You gave them
Okay, well,
misinformation.
That's who it is, okay. That's who the ID said.
That's
who it is.
okay. That's who the ID said, and somebody's took his ID from 2 years ago and is
I
now.
don't know. Maybe you need to figure that out because he's not Mexico.
So that's what I'm doing, trying to figure it out. Okay, and you're not working with me here.
Please do.
You said you want to be an
He's not
involved
Mexico.
parent.
He's in Mexico, then he has Gannon in Mexico.
I'm just blown away because you say you want to be an involved parent. You sent me a picture of this dude. Okay, where'd you get the picture from?
Nicole said, "Is this in?" I said, "Yes."
Okay, so Nicole sent you the picture. You've also got messages from this dude. Okay, he never says who he
I
is.
sent it to you, the number that
Yeah.
came from on the phone that they took.
I got it. But it never said, "Hey, this is Quincy. Send me my money." You know, or I'm the
Oh
guy.
my God, that's what his ID said. That's what he looks like.
Okay,
And then guess what? Then he has Gannon in Mexico.
for
Now,
two.
you just stupid?
Yeah.
Mexico, that's perfect. That's exactly what people do.
Okay, but you said that he wasn't in Mexico. Now you're saying he's in Mexico. They said he was there for 2 years.
I said people can go back and forth to Mexico. Oh, that should be an indicator to you right there.
Yeah, but you know
can't
what?
believe it.
But you got check it out though.
Children there.
Check it out though. He's been wanted for over 2 years. If he came back and forth across the border in the past month, they would have stopped him because he's a wanted man. Okay.
No, they would.
And
not
you
have
said, and you just
wanted-
said it's perfect that Gannon's in Mexico. That's one of the worst places on the world right now.
That's the perfect scenario for his.
For who?
What is with you?
What's wrong is my son's missing and you keep lying to me. Okay? That's what's wrong, Tisha.
I'm not, okay, then.
That's
then
what's
don't ever
wrong.
call me again,
Okay, fine. Give me my son back. Tell the truth. Give me my son back.
I don't have him. I don't have him.
Where's he at then?
You're ridiculous.
Who has him? You know, you haven't answered not one of my questions.
You're too adamant not to do that.
Well, guess what? I don't want you to call me back because you're not doing nothing but lying to me and sending me in a different direction than what you know is the truth.
Okay, whatever. Good for you. Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Oh boy. I don't even know that I have anything to say right now. I just didn't want to hear her voice again for a little bit. Can you imagine? I mean, the truth is that she murdered his child, and this is her screeching at him about what a piece of shit he is because he's not standing by his wife and family. And instead, he's standing next to the mother of the child she just murdered. I mean, it's too much. It's just too much. But, you know, I try to put myself in, I guess, kind of like in the shoes of Nicole Fierro. I mean, she doesn't know what's going on. She's looking for a story. Little does she know that as soon as she gets off the phone with Albert, Albert's back on the phone with just Letitia. And, you know, I mean, Letitia, so when she was first interviewed by Spencer Wilson of KKTV, that was an impulse. That wasn't pre-planned. It wasn't part of her strategy or her public relations campaign. You know, I've said it before, I feel like her public relations campaign really kicked off on February 5th of 2020, which is when Gannon's parents did that interview with Gannon's little sister right in front of them. And that really pissed Letitia off. Never mind the fact that, you know, they had just, or that she had just, you know, days before disposed of their son's body in Florida. I mean, yeah, audacity is right, Stacey. Audacity is right. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. And, you know, this reporter, she didn't know that she was doing Letitia's bidding. I mean, you know, Letitia was working her, but I feel like Nicole Fierro was Letitia's first media mark. Because I don't count Spencer Wilson of KKTV because that was not planned and it was on impulse. Whereas, you know, her next target, the next mark was Nicole Fierro. And then the next mark after Nicole Fierro, because of these pretext phone calls and Nicole then being in touch with the public information officer for the sheriff's department, Albert, the FBI, the way that Nicole reported on this story changed, and it changed quickly. We didn't see any more pieces about, you know, there were no more instances of Nicole Fierro and Fox 31 trying to make Letitia Stalk's voice heard, if you know what I mean. And I don't know. And then she went on to cover the story. I've got some interviews that she did later toward the end of this little presentation. But Letitia's next mark after Nicole Fierro was Lee Egan from Crime Online. And that takes us into September of 2020 is when she's trying to use Lee Egan the same way that she tried to use Nicole Fierro. The main difference being she's bad-mouthing Albert to Lee Egan because Letitia wants to get the story out that it's all Albert's fault now. And anyway, I've gone on too long. I think I can handle her voice again. And so I'm going to press play.
This is about that other night. You know? Yeah.
What?
Do what?
What?
I'm just trying to help get to the bottom of this, teacher, like you said in the message. Like, I'm just trying to do this for Gannon.
Yeah, but this whole time, for 3 weeks, you've been just like all these people. So you know what? I'm going to be just like them too. Full of speculation, full of lies, full of craziness. I'm going to be fucking crazy as hell, just like them.
So now?
You want to know that's the truth, huh?
You're starting that now is what you're telling me?
No, I'm telling you, no. That's just what, I mean, that's how you treated me. So
No,
you think
no.
for a second that I've been sitting there playing into your game and all the listening and people? You think I'm not? You think I'm stupid?
No, I'm just trying to like I said, I'm just trying to get to the truth and get to Gannon. I mean, you
think I'm stupid?
No, you think I'm stupid.
2 weeks and you wanted to get to Gannon?
Yeah.
And you think I'm not gonna be a fucking crazy ass? You think that for a second? You think I'm not smart enough now? Oh, I was invested a lot because, oh my God, I worship the ground you walked on.
Okay, but that being said, why would you give me Nicole's number?
I don't
Okay.
worship that ground
No,
anymore.
well, that's
Rick,
fine. That's fine.
You're a man.
We're miles away from that. So, but for
Miles away from what?
miles away
from what?
miles away from the truth, first of all, because this Quincy guy's been gone for 2 years. The news said that, not me. Okay, all right.
Okay,
The news said that. They also got it confirmation from the sheriff. Okay, that this guy was not involved. Period. It's misinformation.
Okay, well, if that's what they say, then they have the answers.
Okay, well, but between me and you, why can't we just move past Quincy? Okay.
Because you're not trying to move forward in your life with your wife and your family. And as long as you treat me like that and act like that, I'm going to be the same damn way.
Okay, but but hear me out. Hear me out.
For 2 weeks, you're treating me like shit.
Okay,
2.
all right.
So you think I'm supposed to come be your hero?
Okay, listen.
More of our exclusive interview with the mother of the 11-year-old boy killed by his own stepmother in Colorado Springs. Letitia Stout, of course, found guilty of murder and tampering with the remains of Gannon Stout yesterday. Now she's sentenced to life in prison. Fox 31's Nicole Fierro has been covering the story from the very beginning, and she's the first reporter Gannon's mom invited for an exclusive interview one-on-one following that decision. Nicole.
Yeah, 3 years ago, I first made contact with Landon during her darkest moments, learning of her son's murder. Well, last night, all our conversation was certainly emotional. She was happy to have the chance to finally speak out one-on-one with me, knowing Letitia's fate.
1,195 days till we waited. It's a long time. Nobody should carry that pain, period.
The pain of losing your son at the hands of someone you trusted, his stepmother.
18 stab wounds, 4 blunt force to the head, a gunshot. All of that, Gannon still loved her, I believe, in his last breath.
The image of her 11-year-old boy, Gannon Stout's brutal murder in January of 2020. It's haunted Landon Bullard for 3 years leading up to this.
Letitia Stout, guilty.
The sentence, life in prison with no parole plus for Letitia Stout.
Sometimes you just wake up and you're like, this never happened, and then just reality steps in. But having the judgment today that she's guilty can give me some better thoughts.
Do you think it will end that cycle, that nightmare every day, or do you think it'll just make it a bit easier?
I think it'll make it easier. There's never going to be a moment that goes by that I just wish he would walk through the door. I long for that, but just to know that today is the day out of these 3 agonizing years that my son has justice. And without a shadow of a doubt, I know that he is happy. I can see that smile today, and it gives me the relief for sure.
There's so many things for 3 years that you probably wanted to say, but you couldn't. What would you want to say to Letitia that you weren't able to?
My human side comes out. I would just ask her why, over and over and over. And I'm okay with it that I may never see her face again, that I'll see my son smile, knowing confidently that this community worked hard, the DA worked hard to convict her, and I'm happy.
Landon and I talked so much, over a half hour on camera. So we have that full raw interview on our website, kdvr.com. We'll also have a one-on-one with Gannon's dad, who's invited us to do so tomorrow. Live in studio, Nicole Fierro, Fox 31.
All right.
For 3 years now, Al Stauch has been living any parent's worst nightmare, marrying someone who's now convicted of killing their child. We talked about that and so much more in this one-on-one.
You can show emotion and you can show feeling, but you can move forward.
Al Stauch invites us into his home, sharing messages of hope after 3 years of agony. During the trial, Al had to listen to hours of FBI recorded phone calls between him and his former wife, now his son's convicted killer.
I had to put myself in the mind of a killer, which was her mind. It was brutal. Some of those days were 6-8 hours long. And we didn't even hear half of the phone calls. There was so many more that I had to endure through. But I knew that was my way of helping to find my son.
This family enduring a lot during this trial.
And you don't want to walk around saying this is the worst thing that's ever happened to any child. But then you hear that from someone, a judge, who has seen, you would think, the worst of the worst. It ripped a hole deep inside. And just to know that happened to him, Gannon, that's hard.
Especially hard when the convicted killer was someone he loved, he married.
She was very intelligent, a beautiful woman, fell in love, and, but she also had this background of work with children across the board. That makes it all the more gut-wrenching of how it got to that point. It just doesn't make any sense.
Do you want her to tell you anything?
I would like to know what his last words were, but I assure you I'm not losing sleep over not getting answers from her. That's not something I'm going to allow her to take control over me.
He also finds peace in the final moments he had with his son.
A hug, I love you, I'm in your heart and you're in mine. That was our little saying, and that was the last embrace I had with him, and I can sleep peacefully at night knowing that.
In El Paso County.
Don't miss an opportunity to share that love.
Nicole Fierro, Fox 31.
Okay, so that is what I kind of prepared for this evening, but that's not even the totality of Nicole Fierro's coverage. But imagine, she went from this interview with the babysitter talking about how, Letitia is probably innocent because she's just not a bad person. And then the next day, Nicole releases, that statement. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the statement here really quickly because why not, right? Give me just a second to find it. The files are the Stauch files are it's a big folder. Oh well, maybe not. Sorry for the whoops. Now I'm breaking stuff. Okay, well, maybe I won't pull up the statement, but anyway, I think if I try to present it, I should be able to. Fox 31 statement. There we go. All right. Wow. Sorry. Let me see. I don't think I can make it any bigger. Anyway, first and foremost, I would like to thank all agencies, volunteers, and community members who are working diligently and praying endlessly to bring Gannon home safe. Thank you to my husband who has stayed strong through this and protected our family to the best of his ability, and our immediate and extended family members throughout the East Coast. To Gannon, please come home soon because your daddy is waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week, and the cool shirt I got you to wear to the theater is in your closet. Social media has been devastating, from the harsh comments, speculations, threats, cyberbullying, etc. It has been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, threatening to kill you, etc. I encourage the sheriff's office to take down those pages that promote negative behavior and violence. Let's do what Gannon would do. Be kind to one another. We all have engaged in something crazy online at some point, but Gannon would want everyone to get along and focus on finding him. I know that many people have kids and are invested in this because it hits close to home for them. I would like to think that overall, most people are genuine and want to do everything in their power to find G. With that being said, please take a step back for a moment and let me explain to you a few details that were not released. For example, just like the video that was leaked, there are additional details that were hidden due to 1, the department doing its job, 2, the effects of social media and how some individuals would criticize or hinder the investigation. I chose to listen. I didn't leak videos or information. But at this time, it's getting later in the process, and we just want Gannon home. I feel the need to fill in some gaps. Now let me stress this. Police have known this since the first interview. Saturday night, G was helping me unload in the garage and cut his foot because there are a lot of tools because Albert does woodworking. He sat on the edge of the car and we bandaged it up. He was good to go. He always loves helping his dad in the garage build things like his Lego tables and the flower pot they built for me as a gift. After this, I noticed G kept going to the side of the house. He told me he was checking to see if the gate was locked because he was the only one with a gate key. It made him proud to be the man of the house while Albert was away. Fast forward, we did a hike on Sunday, cleared, and shopping on Monday, cleared as well, for him getting out of the other side. Please don't think for a second that there isn't enough of technology to determine shadows and movement around the truck. There was also proof from my phone that we had taken a selfie in the truck in our driveway that was time-stamped. We always send pictures to Albert when we are out and about or when he is away. That can be scanned for actual time verification. Last, from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person/friend whom Gannon left with. I explained to them and provided evidence. They had information about G having the key to go out the side gate. Last, they have more in-depth details that go along with this, pointing to who sent the person or why he may have come. Again, I repeat, they have had this initially, and I was asked to keep quiet about it so they could have the best shot at doing their job and bringing G home. The last thing that they needed was a hindrance to their investigation. I encourage you to think of any suspicious cars that may have been in the area watching a few days prior and keep praying for G. And it is just so disgusting to me. When you put this into context with all of the other things that are happening at this time, and this is the same week that she was doing the fake polygraph stuff. So she's going to take a polygraph test, and she's got investigators and journalists who can prove that Gannon was taken by, somebody on the sex offender list, only she set it up in such a way where it wasn't her feeding the information to media. It was the media telling her that they located some information about this wanted sex offender who probably has Gannon. And then she accuses other people of twisting and turning. It is absolute madness, but no part of it is mental illness, and it certainly isn't dissociative identity disorder. If she has more than one personality, all of her personalities are bitches. And if she has a mental illness, maybe that's the diagnosis. Maybe that should be in the DSM 7011, bitch. Letitia Stalk is a bitch. And what she did is just, you took it out. You took the words out of my mouth, Jelly Bean. It's pure evil. And you too, Scout. She is a manipulating puppet master, and she doesn't care who she throws under the bus. She doesn't care who she hurts, and the lengths that she went to continue to hurt all of these people on a daily basis is just amazing. So you can see my struggle. All I did with tonight's video was take just the Nicole Fierro stuff that was on the top of my memory. And that was, I mean, think about what a tiny little facet, like what a tiny little role Nicole Fierro played in the story of Gannon Stauch's disappearance. And I mean, it's overwhelming. So, the goal for each of these episodes is to keep them around an hour. How can you tell the story of Gannon Stauch's disappearance in an hour? I don't know. But we're working on it. We're working on it. Stacy says, I wish they would just give us mama bears 5 minutes with her. Yeah, I thought about that recently, Stacy. One of the things that I told Landon outside the courthouse during trial was that I did regret not getting myself arrested so that I could have been tossed into jail with Letitia while she was awaiting trial. And I thought about it recently because now Kimberly Singler's in the El Paso County Jail. And if I stepped out, if I stepped out into my neighborhood and got myself into some trouble, that's where I would go. Just saying. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it. But I considered it. Anyway, we have been here for almost an hour for our little study session. I appreciate you guys so much showing up. And I will see you again in an hour if you're available, where we're going to talk about Letitia Stauch's appeal, which is not going to happen. I just can't imagine a reality where her 3 points of appeal will get any traction at the state level whatsoever. It just, she has been planning her appeal since before she was convicted, the same way that she was planning her defense before she was ever even arrested. And she does it rapid fire and so fast in real time with hundreds of working parts and different people that she's manipulating. There's just no chance of success. There's just not. But we'll get into that at 8 p.m. Mountain on the next live stream. And I'm going to get out of here. Again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so very much. Oh, I did forget to do one thing. Hold on before I go. I know that I include Excalibur Private Investigation in my outro, but I did want to include, I put together an image for Lee Walters. All of my shenanigans are now and have always been sponsored by Lee Walters, and his information is on the screen. Lots of information. Anyway, pause it if you need it, and I will see you guys at 8 p.m. Mountain. Good night for now.